Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today I'm checking out some Oculus Go content. Now, I've had pretty much every headset. The Gear VR library carries over here. So some of these titles are games that I played before, like Bait, which I'll just go into for just a moment. I've played on the go for a couple of hours now, and I've unlocked all of the different levels and things of that nature. The last time I played this, I only played for probably 15 minutes or so. So if we go to start, I've got 28 out of the 43 fish that are available. This takes me out here. Alright, so we'll wait for a fish to bite. And the Go controller is super responsive. I think the last time I played this, it was still touching the side of my head on a Gear VR. Graphics are much smoother. I caught a sun and moon fish here. We'll try one more cast out here. Super smooth gameplay. This one, when showing off to friends, I've had people play this game and decide that they wanted VR. So it's pretty awesome to have a relaxing, chill fishing game that you can show off. There's no locomotion in this one, so you don't have to worry about people getting sick. And it just works great with the Oculus Go. So we'll catch this last fish, hopefully, unless it runs away with my line, which is also a possibility. This one's really putting up a fight. And we have caught a grim anglerfish. Pretty heavy. So at this point, Bait on my other headset, the Gear VR, may have already started to overheat. I might have gotten that overheat message that's dreaded, that always cut my sessions short. But on the Oculus Go, everything's optimized in a way that I don't have to worry about that. So it just works. It works great. The only disadvantage to the Oculus Go is there's not really a way to stream. Whoops. There's not really a way to stream the audio as of yet. And I'm using a program called Visor to capture the footage as well. So I'm currently tethered to my laptop. There is a way to use wireless with Visor and the Android debug bridge, but it's a little bit more degrading of the signal, and I wanted to get as good of a quality signal as I could possibly while being tethered to the PC. This fish is putting up a fight as well. So after we catch this one, we're going to jump into a different title because I've already covered Bait. I just kind of wanted to show how smooth and how well it works on the Oculus Go versus the Gear VR. And this may actually be a new fish, the lava stonefish. It is a new fish, so that adds to my collection. And now we'll just go ahead and jump out and go to a different title. So just like that, very easy, quick in and out for different titles. We're going to jump into one of my favorite newer experiences, one I haven't covered yet on the channel. This is Rush by the Binary Mill. Now, if you follow my channel at all, I love games where you fly, where there's a feeling of flight. One of my favorite titles in VR is a game called Eagle Flight by Ubisoft VR. Another is Skytrek, which is a flight simulator that's available on Gear VR and also works great on the go. So we're going to go ahead and do a race. We'll start in Verdant Valley. Let's go ahead and start with course number 1. As you can see, I have some opponents. Beth and Cam here will be my opponents. And this title is available on both the Rift and the Go. On the Rift, you use the touch controllers to steer, and you have to kind of put your arms out like this. It's kind of uncomfortable. Here on the Go, though, it's all controlled by your head. Now there's kind of a flaming power-up that you'll see at the bottom of the screen. Once that turns yellow, you can actually get kind of a bit of a speed boost, which is kind of cool. And you may actually see one of the other characters engage in one of those speed boosts as I play. Now there's actually 3 opponents. I only got to see 2 of them. I'm not sure where that third one popped up from. So it's just flying through these rings. I'm gonna speed up a bit myself. Try to make it so they don't catch up directly to me. Looks like Beth is getting close. Beth, Tina, and Cam are the 3 that are currently my opponents. But yeah, I've played this on both Rift and Go, and Beth here is trying to steal my thunder, it looks like. Sorry, Beth. And I somewhat prefer the Go version just because of the head tilt mechanic as opposed to the Rift. Again, using those hand controllers, it actually is much more immersive. It's... Wow, Beth is going to beat me to the finish line, but that's okay. It is much more immersive because it actually feels like you're holding the arms of the wingsuit and then holding the parachute. But just the free flight mechanics, and as I parachute down to this base camp. The sad thing is if you hit the ground, it makes you fail, basically, which is hilarious. Alright, so we'll do one more round. I got a silver medal that time. We're going to go to a different environment so that you can see the difference here. So we're going to go to the Frozen Alps. I'll go to course 1 of the Frozen Alps here.
Let's go. Ready for jump.
And the Go is very simple to just put on your head and use in pretty much any environment. One of the taglines that Oculus used for this particular headset was "Go virtually anywhere," and I have to agree. This particular device I have taken and done demos in multiple locations, and it just works as long as you have battery life. Now, the one problem I've actually had was my controller battery died, and I needed to replace it, and AA batteries sometimes swell when they've been used a lot, depending on the brand that you use. In this case, the battery that Oculus actually shipped this with was a Mitsubishi battery, and that Mitsubishi battery actually failed on me. And it was very difficult to break the battery out of the controller. I had to use a kitchen knife to kind of wedge between the positive terminal and the battery, which isn't really the safest thing on earth. So outside of that, I have no complaints about this headset. I've had it since the day that it released here in the United States. I went and picked it up just after the announcement at F8 at my local Best Buy. And man, the titles here, you know, I love PC VR, I really do, but being able to experience this kind of stuff on a mobile platform with no overheating, without having to mess with lining up your phone correctly and things of that nature, really is remarkable. I'm going to go into something else right after this, too, that's even more special to me.
Almost there.
Looks like Beth's going to beat me again, potentially. I'm head on here. Let's see what happens. Is it a photo finish? And I've won. Alright. So there's multiple environments, tons of levels on Rush. Definitely a game that I recommend. If you don't have a Go, if you have a Rift, check it out on Rift. Again, slightly different control mechanics because you're using your hands with the touch controllers, but tons of fun. So I'm going to jump into one more cool thing. It's called Oculus Rooms. And you may have heard of this one. This particular title is one where I actually spent my mother's birthday with her during suitable hours for her birthday. We played some board games, we played some movies together that we were able to immerse ourselves in, and we just kind of chatted a bit, and it's great. So there's a games table over there. There's a media table in front of me. That's my avatar. Hello, me. If I was talking to someone, I could actually see their lips move. For some reason, when you're looking at the mirror, you cannot. But you can customize your room. You can have the images be different. You can have different things happening here. And you can also invite your friends over. So before I do any of that, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and show you. There's a media area. You can watch some 360 videos. This is kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and start a 360 video. So this 360 video is now playing in front of me. But one of the things you can also do is exit the 360 video and see the 360 video still from a different area in the Oculus Room. So if you're watching something in that corner, your friends can kind of see this in a dome form in front of you.
Right over there. The motion module.
So we're going to go ahead and stop this, exit out of the TV area. There's also music, so if we open this up, there's also music here. The music is not very good. It's basically shoutcast radio from the early 2000s, but a lot of the channels don't even work. Looks like I picked one that actually does. So there's not a lot there under music, and then there's a photos section that you can actually, if you connect to your Facebook account, you can import photos from that Facebook account. So we're going to go ahead and jump back, leave the media area, go to the games area, and you can see as of now Boggle's available. At the time I only had pairs, trivia, lights, chess, reverse eye, and checkers, and this word game, which is kind of fun as well, where you actually have to try to, it's almost like Password. So we'll go ahead and start a new game with Boggle. I don't have any friends to invite right now, but you can see Hasbro's Boggle show up. They're going to be adding a ton of other games in the future as well. So let's go with B-O-R. Borp. Is that a word? No? Okay. Well, let's try T-E-L-O. No? Okay. I'm not really playing and I'm not really thinking either. P-R-O. That's an actual word. B-O-G. That should be a word. S-T. No. But you know what is? Q-E. Man, I wish I could get to that S. Log. That's a word. Pog is a word. Well, it should be. Gob. robe, and so forth. So Boggle works great. So either way, that's Oculus Rooms. A really good social title. You can invite your friends, have conversations, play games, and just interact. I am so happy I bought my family in Ohio, across the country, a Oculus Go, and I'm able to communicate with them in Oculus Rooms and in other titles as well. You can jump into other titles directly from Oculus Rooms as well. I'm just going to show one more thing. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go into settings for a moment. If you go to see all, the latest firmware update has fixed a ton of things. One of those is it tells you how much storage space you have free. I chose the 64 gigabyte model of the Oculus Go when I purchased mine, and I only have 22.6 gigabytes free. So I do definitely recommend the $50 extra for the extra storage. It's very easy to call your friends. I'm not going to call either of my friends that are online right now because it is super late. But you just click that little phone icon. You can invite to parties. You can chat. It's a lot of fun. I'm just going to go into one more title. You can also sideload programs. Airlight VR is a program that I sideloaded. That's a streaming application that you can use with your PC to stream Steam VR, Oculus Home content to your Oculus Go, which is kind of cool. Another program that's really good for that is VRidge, which is available for both the Oculus Go and the Vive Focus, which I'll be highlighting in a future video. So let's see what else. Do one more experience here. Let's do Coaster Combat. So Coaster Combat, oh man, I don't wish to update right now, but it's cool that there's an update available. This is another one that's great for demos. Bait is fantastic because there's no locomotion. This one's got artificial locomotion, but it's kind of a thrill ride. So I actually have some friends that I did a demo at work with that they loved it, and the next time I did a demo, they immediately asked to play Coaster Combat again. So this one's cool. It's got, in the paid version, 4 different worlds that you can explore. This Cursed Castle is actually in the demo version that's available for free. So if you want to just check out the game, see if it's something that you can be comfortable playing, then you can certainly do that. So what you're trying to do is similar to some of the rides that you might have at Disneyland, the Toy Story ride, the Buzz Lightyear ride in particular. You want to shoot these orbs as you're going and collect them. You also may have to shoot enemies like that skeleton to make sure he doesn't hurt you. And right now this track's a little slow. That ghost was a little creepy. But as we ascend this hill, it might get a little bit faster once we hit a drop. Uh-oh. Here we go. It's going to start speeding up. But the environments are awesome on this one. And this one, even though it's the only one that comes in the free demo version, it's quite well done. And it's a good showcase for how the controller works and just the immersive nature of the Oculus Go in particular as a mobile platform. And we have reached the end of our track. And now it'll tell me the leaderboard. We collected 92%, 69 out of 75. New high score in one attempt. Got some fireworks. You can challenge friends. You can start a gold rush. You can retry the track. And again, there's multiple tracks in the premium paid version of Coaster Combat. I absolutely needed to pay for that. If for nothing else, to let others explore it. So that's going to be my video for today. One other comment I want to make is the background here being San Francisco. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Being able to kind of be just above the Golden Gate Bridge is kind of cool in the background as well, as opposed to the old Oculus Home, which is also available if you go into settings and switch it out. Hope you enjoyed this video. This was my first attempt at recording an Oculus Go video, and I have lots of content that I can play, as you can see, including some stuff that's not out yet. But I just really wanted to focus on generating content with this platform because there's not a lot out there just yet. And I do have Visor, so I'm able to hook it up and actually show you a good image of what I see in the headset. I have a lot of headsets though. I have the HTC Vive Focus, which I'll be doing another video with sometime in the next week or so. I've got a lot of content here on the go. I've got lots of PC VR. I've got PS VR. So tell me what you think. What would you like to see coverage of that I can actually show on the channel? Leave me some comments about that. Give me some feedback. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself. If you haven't tried VR, check out the Oculus Go. It's a great headset for a pretty decent value. There's lots and lots of free content out there, including Oculus Rooms, including that Boggle game that you can actually just go and play with other users. In fact, if you need an Oculus friend, let me know. I can add myself and we can play some games, jump into Oculus Rooms or some other titles. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.